expectations that there are on you, because Glee itself is such a success. The album was #1, you've had lots of hit singles. So do you feel huge expectations?
I don't actually. I don't. You know, this is a very personal album, and I wanted to do it for me first and foremost. And I did. I'm really happy with it. And as proud as I am of this album, I'm looking forward to the next one and the one after that, because I'm just kind of in my infancy as a songwriter. So I have so much respect for that process now, the songwriting process. And I can't wait to see what's in the future. And
you did actually work really hard on the album, because I know that, I think I'm right in saying that you were kind of writing it between the first and second season in that hiatus, and then you were recording it at weekends and stuff. I mean, how important was it for you to get involved in the writing of the songs that are going to be in the album?
Yeah, well, you've done your homework very good. It was very important, just because I think if I released an album of covers, it would have just been another Glee CD. So I think to be taken seriously as an artist, I felt it was very important to write a lot of my own songs.
Okay, well, let's have a look at some of the songs that are actually on it. You just sang there, Still Got Tonight. Kind of a real rock ballad. Feels a bit edgier kind of voice than you would have, or that people would be used to hearing.
Yeah, no one's heard me sing that on the Broadway. You know, it's very so yeah, that's definitely the more rocked out song of the album for sure.
And Summer Rain as well, you co-wrote that with Claude Kelly, was it?
Yeah.
And he's worked with people like Britney and Christina.
Yeah, and Bruno Mars. Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, that's another thing. I just learned so much from great songwriters like him. But yeah, that was actually the first song I wrote for the album. I played the ukulele, which we might hear later.
Yeah, if we're lucky.
And yeah, so it was a very personal moment I had for me in my early 20s, and it was a great song.
You've got some incredible duets on there as well, big hitting duets. You've got Elton John, Sting, Gwyneth Paltrow. How did all of that come about?
Yeah.
For a debut album?
Just lucky. I mean, really lucky. It was just...
more than luck, I think. Bit of talent.
Well, talent on their end. Well, Gwyneth was kind of a natural progression from her being on Glee. And I just became friendly over the past couple of years with Elton John and Sting. I like to call him Gordon, but no.
Wow, now that's clear. Some of the tracks on there's kind of different feels to them, as you were saying. Somewhere Over the Rainbow is on there, which you did a duet with Gwyneth Paltrow. You did that during the Glee season as well, and if we're lucky, we might get a little performance of that from you later, because I'd love to hear that. But you've got other tracks like It's Over as well, which you co-wrote with, is it Mark Shyman? Who's a
Mark Shyman, yeah, I did one of my first big leads on Broadway was Hairspray, and he wrote the music for Hairspray. So it was important that that was kind of my tribute to Broadway, was that song. We did it with a string quartet, it was beautiful.
So you're pulling in all the contacts there.
You know, it's like, hello, I worked with you, right? Remember back in '97? No.
So I believe you're actually going to be doing a special little gig in London. I think it's on June the 13th.
Yeah.
That's the first time you did perform here before, I think. Did you do a duet with Leona Lewis at the O2?
Yeah, she had me come on for her tour at the O2 and just did a one-off of actually Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it was the biggest audience I've ever performed for. It was really amazing.
What was that like?
It was great. I mean, she's become a great friend since then, and she's such a gifted performer. It was really nice to share the stage with her.
Now, I was going to ask you about because you've released the album, you put yourself out there as a solo artist, you have the Glee kind of background behind you as well. The whole fame thing, is it an absolute monster? Are you finding that difficult, or are you easing into that? Because I know you've got the track My Name on the album, which kind of deals a little bit to do with that.
Yeah, it does deal with a little bit about that. I don't think anyone can really ever get used to it. It's the weirdest thing. I don't think people were meant to be worshipped or, you know, idolized. But as a human race, we kind of do that. We tend to do that. I guess it is getting easier, just because I kind of have realized that you have to just know your own truth and not really buy into, I can't cuss, the BS that surrounds, you know, because I think journalism is in such a weird state these days where people can literally just make up a story and just put it out there and just, you know, people buy it as truth.
But getting back to the album very quickly, again, I was just wondering, when you started the whole process, because I know you were quite involved in the writing and the co-writing, and what kind of an album did you want to make, and is this album what you started out to make?
No, it's not, actually. I think when I first went into it, I said I wanted to make it a cross of Michael Bublé and Justin Timberlake. I called it Bublake. But it really didn't turn out like that. I started writing and it just kind of, I don't know, it was very me that came out. I don't think it's anything like that. Like I wanted to have it, but I'm so happy it's not that. I'm very proud of it.
I agree with you, there's some songs on there that are incredibly heartfelt. And speaking of which, is there any chance you might sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow for me?
Oh gosh, here, twist it, twist it.
There you go.
All right.
Cheers, thank you. You make your way across there, and for those of you who want to get your hands on the album, there is the track listings on it there. If you want to order it, the item number is 565434 is the item number. I've had to listen to it myself. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. There are some original tracks there by Matthew himself. Some tracks he's co-written with some big musical hitters out there as well, so I think you're going to really love it too. And a kind of an eclectic mix in terms of styles and tastes as well. Summer Rain was a great track as well, which he co-wrote there, and the song he sang at the top there, Still Got Tonight too. 565434 is your item number. It's brand new today. £8.50 is the price. It is inclusive of P&P. It is advanced orders, but it will be shipped out to you next week, Monday, the week commencing the 6th of June. But here he is for us, singing another track from that album. It is Matthew Morrison singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow from his debut album.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I dreamed of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Oh, someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I?
Matthew, thank you so much
Thank you
again.
very
Thank you
much.
for
Appreciate
that.
it.
Matthew Morrison, ladies and gentlemen, singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow from his debut album, self-titled Matthew Morrison. The ukulele, by the way, is currently outselling guitars all over the world. So
Yeah!
that's the way forward. Matthew's showing you today. Thank you so much for joining us today again. If you do want to get the album yourself, it is available to order today. It is 565434, £8.50, and it will be shipped out to you next Monday, the 6th of June. Now stay with us because we've got lots more coming up after the break with Simon, so we will see you after this.